Boker Tov, everyone. Good morning. We're continuing the Halachot of Sedirat HaOmer. So the ideal time, as we mentioned, for Sedirat HaOmer is Tzet HaKochavim. A person can already start from after Shkia. When it comes time to Tzet HaKochavim, if let's say you prayed Arvit early and now you're waiting till nightfall in order to say Sedirat HaOmer, so when it comes to Tzet HaKochavim around 9 p.m., it comes to around that time, you should stop what you're doing and do the mitzvah as early as possible, closest to 9 p.m. With half an hour before that time, like any mitzvah that's approaching the night, we say this by Megillat Esther, by many of the mitzvot, half an hour before that time, you shouldn't start a new meal, you shouldn't start a new job, you shouldn't start a new learning, because we're afraid that you're going to continue it and you're going to pass the time that you're supposed to do the mitzvah and you might lose out on it. If you started eating a meal, it's at 8 p.m., and I know, okay, Sedirat HaOmer was at 9 p.m., okay, if you started at 8:15, 8:20, but it's at 8:40 now, it's 8:35, and now I want to start a meal, well, hold on a second, having a snack is okay. Sit down bread meal, half an hour before the time that you're supposed to do the mitzvah, that's an issue. Same thing with a new job, etc., before that time. We have the concept, Tadir Sheno, Tadir Kodem, things that come more often takes precedence, and therefore Arvit takes precedence and should be done before Sedirat HaOmer. That's anyways how we do the Arvit Amidah, which is the main part. And Sedirat HaOmer is at the end of Arvit. If for some reason you didn't pray Arvit yet, and you have a minyan, let's say at 9:45, so okay, well 9 o'clock, I'm supposed to do Sedirat HaOmer, so I have Sedirat, then I'll do Arvit later. Ideally it should be Arvit first, and then Sedirat HaOmer. And usually, when you go to those minyanim, I mean, all the time, I guess, you go to those minyanim, it's at 9:45, they will be doing Arvit right, they will be doing Sedirat HaOmer right after, and therefore, don't worry about, worrying about maybe missing it. So, during this time of Sedirat HaOmer, from the Torah, our commandment is to count Sedirat HaOmer, that's it. But, since the Torah has been given, it became a time of mourning as well, from the beginning of the Sefirah until Lag BaOmer. As the Gemara tells us, that's when the 24,000 students of Rabbi Akiva passed away. So the first few days, first 7-8 days, are not really days of mourning because it's days of Pesach. But following Pesach, until the 33rd, until Lag BaOmer, are days of mourning. So we will get into various things that are not allowed during this time, etc. The first is to establish when is this day of mourning until. So that's a machloket between Sfaradim and Ashkenazim, is how do you look at Lag BaOmer? Because Lag BaOmer, that's when they stop dying. So the Rama and Ashkenazim look at it like, okay, it stopped, even though they still died today on the 33rd, but the Gezerah stopped that day. And therefore this is a day of happiness. So on the 33rd already, Ashkenazim could shave, get married, etc. Whereas the Shulchan Aruch looks at it as, at the end of the day, they still died on that day, the 33rd. The first day of celebration, no deaths, was actually the 34th, the next day. And that's the Shulchan Aruch's ruling, shaving, weddings, etc. on the 34th. Now, another thing happened in history, not long after the 24,000 students of Rabbi Akiva passed away, and that was the passing of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, one of the latter students of Rabbi Akiva. He passed away on Lag BaOmer. And on the day of his passing, it was a revelation of the Zohar HaKadosh, and he says that this day should be a day of happiness. So, even according to Sfaradim, it's not disputed that the day of 33, Lag BaOmer, is a day of happiness. So, as far as music, it's okay, and it should be a day of happiness, a celebratory day, but weddings and shaving is still pushed till the 34th. Okay, that's that for today. Minchat tonight at 6:35. Shiur next week, Be'ezrat Hashem. Kids are still off, a little busy post-Pesach. Shiur next week, Be'ezrat Hashem. But the Teilim Shiur will be back this Shabbat and going through the summer. That's the Teilim Shiur about 40 minutes or so before Mincha on Shabbat. You'll see the times. So looking forward to continuing. We're going to be at chapter 102. And heading toward chapter 150. We've got a lot accomplished, Baruch Hashem, over the years. Each week a new chapter, so it should be really good, Bezrat Hashem. Okay, that's that for today. Have a good day, everyone, and that's it. Tanam Develio. Kol Hashem Halachot.